Hello, I'm Mrs. Charity. Welcome to the Glorious Heritage Overview of Catholic Church History. Discover the amazing story of the Church together as a family as you color and paste your way through the timeline and printables, which you can find on our website. And now, let's move into our topic for today.
Hello, I'm Mr. Charity, and welcome to the Glorious Heritage Catholic History video series. Today's topic is number 144, Pope Leo XIII. If you look on your timeline and summary question sheets, you'll notice that we are in the blue time period, which we have named Taken Away. If you don't have a timeline or summary question sheets, you can find them on our website. The French Revolution of 1789 was like an earthquake that changed Europe. It unleashed a flood of new errors and heresies, and gave space for the Catholic Church's enemies to become stronger, more organized, and more aggressive. In the decades following the French Revolution, the modern world in which we now live was taking shape. And that world did not want Christ's vicar, the Pope, to have influence over society as it did throughout the Middle Ages. The popes following the French Revolution were under attack by the Church's enemies, and they were also faced with many new challenges that were a result of the changes in society that came about because of the modern inventions and modern ways of thinking. During this time, Pope Leo XIII reigned as the head of the Catholic Church from 1878 to 1903. His papacy was marked by many notable achievements and struggles, along with a mysterious experience that is still talked about today, and which I'll talk about in a little bit. So in the mid-1800s, during the reign of Pope Leo XIII, there was a great change in society that affected many people both for the better and for the worse. Because of the rise of scientific inventions during this time, a new era of manufacturing was born. This new era is called the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was the time in which new inventions made it possible to produce things in large quantities by using machines. Pope Leo XIII responded to the Industrial Revolution by writing an encyclical in 1891 called Rerum Novarum. In this famous writing, Pope Leo XIII told the factory owners that it was very important that their workers received a just payment for their work. He also said it was important for the workers to do a good job for their employers. Pope Leo XIII was also very devoted to the Holy Rosary and Our Lady. Pope Leo XIII wrote a total of 11 encyclicals about Our Lady and the Holy Rosary. So obviously he was telling us that we need to pray the Rosary to beg Our Lady's protection of the Church and for the conversion of sinners. There is one more story about Pope Leo XIII that I want to share. Did you know that Pope Leo XIII wrote the famous St. Michael prayer that we all know so well? The story goes that sometime in the late 1300s, Pope Leo XIII was hearing Mass in the Vatican when he suddenly stopped. His face turned pale white, and he stared into the distance for about 10 minutes. When he finished, he gathered himself back together and quickly went into his study, where and when he wrote the prayer to St. Michael. What happened to Pope Leo XIII to make him turn pale white and stare into the distance? Well, the story goes that he was made to hear a conversation between God and Satan. In that mysterious conversation, Satan bragged to God that he could destroy the Catholic Church. Then Pope Leo XIII heard Satan ask God for 75 to 100 years in order to destroy the Church. Now Mrs. Charity will tell you something else very interesting about Pope Leo XIII.
Hello. Did you know that Pope Leo XIII was the first pope ever to be filmed in a motion picture? A motion picture is a lot like a video. You see, during this time in history, the motion picture camera was just being invented, and Pope Leo XIII was among the first people in the world to be filmed. You can see the actual footage of him on the chalkboard.
Welcome back. Now let me tell you the story in a bit more detail about the mysterious conversation that Pope Leo XIII heard between God and Satan. In 1884, after finishing Mass, Pope Leo XIII suddenly fell into a deep, trance-like state. His face turned pale, and he apparently looked deeply troubled. Those around him thought he was sick. After a few minutes, he recovered quickly and went into his office, where he wrote down the St. Michael prayer. Many years later, an eyewitness revealed what happened. He said that Pope Leo XIII heard a conversation between God and Satan. Satan boasted that he could destroy the church if given enough time and power. He said, "I need more time and more power to destroy the church." God allowed Satan to test the church for a century, saying, "You have the time, you have the power. Do with them what you will." Shaken by this vision, Pope Leo XIII composed the St. Michael prayer, asking for protection against the forces of evil. This prayer was later added to the Leonine prayers, which are still recited after Low Mass. Pope Leo XIII wants us to invoke the protection of St. Michael, the Prince of the Heavenly Host, to guard the Church from the forces of darkness. May we all pray this prayer often and well. Well, that's all for today. Come back next time, and we're going to talk about World War I. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Visit our website, www.gloriousheritagecartoons.com, where you can find more educational supplements, cartoons, books, and printables. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to get notified of our latest updates and videos. And if you like our work and want to support us, you can make a donation on our website or on Patreon. We really appreciate your generosity and kindness. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.